This is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Well, first at 6 o'clock this Friday, one man was hurt after firefighters say they tried to put out a house fire on their own. Glenn Kittle just spoke with one of the man's family members, and he's going to get us an update on what he's doing and what started the fire. That's coming up in just about 2 minutes for you. But good morning and happy Friday. Thanks for kicking off yours with us here at Fox 61 and Fox 61 Plus, America Arias.
And I'm Bridget Bureau, TGIF. It didn't rain overnight or this morning, so I'll take that as a win, but it is really muggy out. Almost feels like Florida out there.
Yeah, it's still really muggy. We're going to have these muggy conditions. It's actually going to get really warm around here. Yesterday, temperatures upper 60s and 70s. Today will be up around 80 degrees away from the coast. So mostly dry today. Very warm conditions expected later on. But right now, we are starting off with some areas of fog and also some mist along the immediate shoreline. This is not widespread, but if you're traveling along the I-95 corridor, you may encounter some delays with less than about a mile visibility in Bridgeport now. We're down to about 4 miles in Groton, so in southeastern Connecticut. Here's what it looks like in Hartford, though. No visibility issues there. We're around 62 degrees. New Haven, a different story, but still sitting in the 60s. 61 in Torrington. We're not too far off from this time yesterday. So out the door, it's cloudy. And then for the afternoon, we'll get some midday sun. So a mostly cloudy, but some afternoon peaks of sun is likely, with temperatures moving into the upper 70s to right around 80 degrees away from the shoreline. 72 for Milford, but 80 degrees in Hartford, 78 in Wallingford, but 66 to near 70 in southeastern Connecticut. There's a better chance for some scattered showers and storms over the weekend, especially for Saturday. We'll talk more about that, the rain chance on the way, the timing for you coming up in just around 15 minutes. On the roads this morning, we are following just some slowdowns, which we typically see over in the Fairfield County area. So taking a look here over from Bridgeport into Fairfield, it's around 7 minutes. And then northbound 95 Darien to Westport is a nice 8-minute drive. It's pretty standard right now from Trumbull to Westport at 12. Over to you.
Rachel, thanks. So developing this morning, one family in West Hartford is going to have to find a new place to stay after a fire caused significant damage to their home. It happened last night.
Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live from the scene over on Fenbrook Road with what we know so far. Glenn, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Erica, Bridget. We know that everyone that was inside the home when this fire broke out made it out okay. However, one person was taken to the hospital after being burned trying to put out the fire before the fire department got here. We just spoke to the son-in-law of that man moments ago. He says that his father was cooking when that fire started and suffered first-degree burns on his arms and forehead, and he was taken to the hospital to be treated for those. We're going to take a closer look at the damage so you can see for yourself just what that fire did to this home on Pennybrook Road last night. You could see the charred side of the building, the panels on the front side of the building as well hanging down from all that fire damage and the windows blown out from the blaze last night. We're going to show you a picture of what firefighters saw when they got to the scene. Firefighters say heavy fire and smoke poured out of the back side of the home, and it took crews about a half hour to put out the fire. Due to the fire and water damage, the fire department says they believe the West Hartford building office will say that this home is unlivable. We're going to keep updating you on what we know so far and find out if they have a place to stay. Live in West Hartford, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, Glenn, thanks so much for the update. At least no one got seriously hurt there, and they're going to be okay. Well, meantime, at 6:03, 2 people were taken to the hospital after a mysterious package was opened at a medical tech company. This happened in North Canaan. Hundreds of people had to go through a decontamination process as a result. State police and the FBI are now on the hunt for answers this morning. Fox 61's Stephen Reels has more from authorities and workers about what happened.
Yeah, 2 employees from the Becton Dickinson facility out here in North Canaan were rushed to a local hospital after they opened up a suspicious package that had been delivered to the building. After that, employees here were surprised to see more than 100 first responders show up. Authorities believe 2 employees at the Becton Dickinson facility in North Canaan opened the mysterious package in question around 8:30 Thursday morning. From there, state police, DEEP, and local fire departments responded to the scene to investigate what was inside that package. With little to go off of except an unusual mail address, those 2 employees were taken to the hospital as a precaution and given antibiotics.
Instantly realized when it was opened that it is not a package that should be coming to this facility. At this point, we've been working since 3:30 this afternoon at decontaminating all the employees of the company.
The substance inside the package is believed to have been something that travels primarily through the air. And given the possibility it went through the ventilation system at the facility, Roughly 300 people, including John Lills, had to go through a precautionary decontamination process. They had to take a shower on site and leave their clothes and everything possible at Becton Dickinson to prevent the spread of a possible contamination. Out here, the Becton Dickinson facility will continue to remain closed until those lab results are gone over about what was in the package. But a DEEP spokesperson tells me that could be as soon as Monday. In North Canaan, Stefan Reels, Fox 61.
All right, Stefan, thank you. 6:05 is your time. A man has been arrested after police say he hid a camera inside a women's bathroom. Investigators say this happened at a Walmart in Norwich. Fox 61's Valerie Moravi has reaction from shoppers.
Yeah, it's a very sensitive matter for a lot of people I spoke with in Norwich, but people who do not want to be on camera tell me they're shocked to hear something like this happening in their city, but they also tell me they're glad to hear something was done quickly.
And I mean, there's cameras all over the place. It sounds like they have enough proof to be able to get him the help he needs and the safety for the rest of, the community.
Employees at the Norwich Walmart on the Salem Turnpike called police Monday morning for some kind of disturbance. Police say witnesses reported someone left a recording device inside the woman's restroom. When police arrived, the reported suspect, 21-year-old Grayson Weird, had already driven off. Thomas DeMoro III is a local shopper, and he says this kind of thing is unusual for the area.
That's kind of creepy. It's really disrespectful, and he definitely needs Jesus in his life. And that's really rude and obnoxious.
Norwich Police Lieutenant Kyle Bessie told Fox 61 witnesses were able to provide officers with a description of both Weir and the car he was driving. Police tracked him down within hours in nearby Baltic. He was taken into custody and later released on a $100,000 bond. Shoppers we spoke with say this kind of incident has them on higher alert.
Really disturbing. Yeah, I think he should be locked up for a while.
My oldest is about to turn 18. And I can't just trail around behind her. At least we can identify this guy. It would be good if, they can prove that he did this and he goes onto some kind of registry or, gets some kind of justice.
Weird scheduled to appear in court on May 22nd. And following the incident, Norwich police want to remind everyone to say something when they see something immediately. In Norwich, Valerie Moravi, Fox 61.
Valerie, thank you. A Fox 61 follow-up now in Bethany. A 229-page report has been released in the wake of an investigation into a former Parks and Rec employee who was arrested for sexual misconduct.
Yeah, the town hired an independent firm to look at how they handled it and the situation, and also if they should have done something different. We do want to warn you that some of the details may be hard to listen to. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot has been following this story for months and has the latest.
A detailed report is now public outlining the alleged actions of former Parks and Rec employee Anthony Mastrangelo, who was arrested on several charges of sexual misconduct, which led to the resignation of the Parks and Rec director and has left the department with many unanswered questions. In January, the town of Bethany voted to hire a new Parks and Rec director. This came 6 months after the former director resigned in the wake of the controversy stemming from the arrest of a former Parks and Rec employee, Anthony Mastrangelo.
Lots of faults with the prior program that allowed awful things to happen, but the world keeps spinning and life does have to go on, and this is a part of the natural healing process, is to open the program safely and with strict parameters and things in place.
But this was something the report says was not done in the past. According to the report, on December 22, 2022, Bethany Superintendent Kai Bird received a phone call from a parent alleging another parent was filing a DCF report against Mastrangelo. That same day, Bird fired Mastrangelo and told him to leave school property. At the time, he was working as a part-time Board of Education employee and volunteer at the Bethany Pre-K to 6 community school. The report lists 5 minor victims. On December 23rd, Connecticut State Police Troop 1 received a fax from DCF regarding allegations against Mastrangelo, including a minor identified as Victim 1. The accusations included Mastrangelo placing his hands on or near the child's private areas. The parent also shared with the trooper in her child's report that 3 of her friends had been similarly assaulted. According to the report, advisors to the first selectman confirmed she knew the details of victim 1's case. While the investigation was going on, Mastrangelo continued working part-time hours at Town Hall and was assigned to desk duty tasks, something the report says a DCF investigator took concern with. The report goes on to say it wasn't until a year after the girls came forward that Mastrangelo was arrested for sexual misconduct. The report also states town officials knew what was going on and could have fired him at will. In this case, Mastrangelo was not fired immediately after the first accusations were made in December. The report says he continued working part-time for the town. Connecticut State Police and DCF opened additional investigations in February and March 2023 into allegations of abuse involving victims number 2, 3, and 4. And in May 2024, an investigation was opened into the alleged assault of victim number 5. Since their meeting earlier this year, the town has hired a new Parks and Rec director. In the report, it states the new director is committed to enforcing policies that weren't enforced before. We did reach out to the first selectman and are waiting back for a comment. In Bethany, Cape Pattyfoot, Fox 61.